Namaste. Welcome to Punneit's Astrology. This is a video on Rahu and Ketu transit that will happen on 7th of March 2019. On the 7th of March, Rahu is going to move from the sign of Cancer to the sign of its exaltation, which is Gemini. And Ketu will move from the sign of Capricorn and it will go to the sign of Sagittarius and it will join Saturn there. So what will be the effect of this transit? We will try to find out in this video for each ascendant. Before that, I would request you to like and subscribe and do not forget to hit the bell icon, because hitting the bell icon will give you notifications on my videos whenever I will upload them. So guys, please like and subscribe and share this video among your social media, among your friends and family, so that everyone gets to know the effect of this powerful transit. So guys, Rahu and Ketu, these are the two planets that are going to change its position, and they both will go into the state of exaltation. So Rahu will be exalted in the sign of Gemini and Ketu will come and go into the state of exaltation in the sign of Sagittarius, and forming a very dharmic and a very karmic combination of Saturn and Ketu. Before going into further details about this transit, how you will see this transit, say if you are watching a video, say a YouTube video, how you will understand the effect and that how it is going to affect you. First of all, you have to understand that if you are looking for a physical effect, the effect in real life, the effect in the three-dimensional world, in reality, you have to look it from ascendant. Whereas if you are looking for a psychological analysis of the same transit, you have to look it from your moon sign, Chandra Rashi. So if, for example, if the transit is posing some good effects from ascendant, but it is posing bad effects from moon sign, therefore it may mean that the things are there for you, but you may not want to go there because moon is mind. Or if it is good from moon sign and if it is not so good from the ascendant part, then it means that you want to go, but your pathway is not created. There are a lot of obstructions. So you have to understand the transit in this way. And whether the weightage will be given on ascendant or Rashi, it is nothing like that. They both carry equal weight. From this video, I will try to give you the analysis from ascendant perspective. All you need to do is find out your zodiac and find out your Rashi and just listen to the analysis for that Rashi and apply it at a psychological level for your Chandra Rashi effects. For moving into the different Rashi, I have given a timestamp in the description section below. You can click on the time link to go to the Rashi of your choice. So guys, let us understand what Gemini represents. Gemini is the natural third house of the Kalpurush zodiac belt. Third house is communication. Third house is parakram, the power, the ability to perform. Third house is also the house of expression. Third house also rules short-term travels. It also rules siblings. Third house also means your efforts that you want to put into some certain area of your life. Third house is also 9th from 7th, 7th from 9th. So it holds a greater importance for 7th house and 9th house. Third house is also the higher octave of the 8th house because it is 8th from 8th. So I guess third house is actually a very important house because it is the root of all your efforts, the point where everything begins. Now, what happens there? Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, rules that third house. Rahu is moving there. Now, when Rahu is moving into the sign of Mercury, we all know that Rahu and Mercury go along together very well, especially in the Mercury, because first of all, Rahu is gas and Mercury is an Aries sign. So gas will obviously expand in an Aries sign, so Rahu finds its scope of expansion. Next, in Mercury, Rahu finds its realm to communicate his ideas, because you know Rahu is an idea, is a software, and he wants to propagate his idea, propagate his thought, propagate his ideologies, which is very well present in the sign of communication, which is Gemini. So Rahu will find itself into a very higher state of exaltation. What is exaltation? To understand exaltation, especially for the guys who know a bit of science, I would say it is the bandwidth. Now everyone who have learned science at certain stages, say in class 11 or 12 or in intermediate or in college, must have read about resonance curve. Now we all know that there is a lower frequency and there is a higher frequency, and the gap is known as bandwidth. That bandwidth falls for Rahu is falling in the sign of Gemini. So when Rahu is entering, he is going on a higher curve, he is going on a positive slope of Gemini, towards exaltation. He finds itself into exaltation, goes into resonance, functions itself completely at its peak energy, and then gradually slows itself down to reach a far subtle sign of Taurus after the 18 months of Rahu and Ketu transit. The transit of Rahu is far more important than the transit of Ketu in this case, because Rahu is going to make you at least do some karma, because this is the third house, you want to do efforts. Rahu, who is the initiator of new karma, shows that you will take in new and fresh efforts towards the thought and idea you wanted to materialize. So a lot of things you have, there is a lot of pending thoughts, pending ideas, pending plans, you want to work that out. But wait, there is Saturn and Ketu presence opposite of Rahu. So there will be resistance. There will be a definite delay. But this delay is not for bad, because Rahu wants to jump off the cliff. Saturn just wants you to have a parachute before you jump off the cliff, so that you are prevented from any mishap or accident. Listen to the voice of Saturn and Ketu, because they are there not to put you into a negative perspective, but they are there to save you. So always listen to the house opposite to the Rahu, and that house will define how much potential you can utilize of this Rahu energy. This Rahu is going to give you a threshold, a burst of energy, and you have to utilize it for your own good. Now this is like a huge wave of energy, and if you are exposed to it more than what it is needed, then it can cause radiation issues, or what do you say, as Rahu being a bad planet and having a bad effect. Because if one's mind is getting too clogged by something which is beyond feasible factor, then you can try to push the wall and then complain. Nothing is happening for you. So be very careful, guys, while using this Rahu and Ketu energy. On the other hand, if I see Ketu is moving into the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius has presence of Saturn. Remember, Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, is in Scorpio. When the Ketu will enter, Jupiter will briefly go into Sagittarius, check the effects, and then come back. It's a highly spiritual transit. It also means that the property of Sagittarius sign, and all you Sagittarian guys, whether you have a Rashi or you have a Lagna of Sagittarius or Ascendant of Sagittarius, or if you have a prominent planet present in Sagittarius, you will take the greatest hit of this transit. Saturn and Ketu, Saturn means karma, Ketu means experiment. So this shows that Rahu will initiate new idea, Rahu will push you, and you will experiment with the new karma. Yes, you need the wisdom of Jupiter, because Jupiter going into the 12th from its zodiac is actually preventing any loss. So it's a very carefully calibrated timeline in which we are born, that the ideas that you want to go ahead is to a certain extent prevented from falling into a loss by the presence of Saturn, Ketu and Jupiter. Now this prevention can be by blocking you, by making you frustrated, by making you understand, by bringing in somebody can give you a guidance, or this can create some certain other issues or other factor. It can push you also. So don't get frustrated if anything does not happen when you are trying, because there is somebody who is trying to protect you. There is a default protection mechanism already running into your horoscope in each one of our life by the Rahu, Ketu and Saturn combination, with Jupiter falling into the sign of Scorpio. This also means that you should do a lot of research before you plan anything, and you should not go overboard, and you should not be overwhelmed by the thought and emotions. Then you should always do a reality check before you plan to execute something that you have in your mind. So guys, this energy that is going to come is a very powerful mode of Rahu and Ketu, and as Rahu will touch the Adra Nakshatra, Rahu will go into its peak of transformation. Rahu will reach the resonance peak. That means the peak frequency of the resonance curve. Therefore, at that time, if you don't handle this energy well, it can cause a tsunami in your life. So don't think that it is going to be a soft tone to this transit. This is going to be harsh. This is going to be fruitful. This is going to be impulsive. This is going to be one Ferrari ride. This is no slow car ride for you. So you have to handle and adjust according to the situation, according to circumstance. Don't overdo anything. If something is going automatically, go with the flow. If you are facing the resistance, understand the resistance. In this case, a suggestion of a good astrologer will definitely help you in understanding the upcoming role of these planets. And if you are facing any difficulty, why are you facing? Is that difficulty good for you? Because just like a medicine which is too not so good in taste will actually heal you, similarly things which will happen, which seems to be negative in your life, will be actually to save you. So understand the very importance of this transit. Communication services will improve. You will improve your communication services. You will try to present yourself properly. People having Gemini at prominent places will definitely present themselves in a great manner. This also means it is a good time if you are in communication business, if you are in travel industry, if you are in softwares, if you are in anything which is related to Rahu. So guys, we will proceed with the ascendant by ascendant analysis, and we will take on each ascendant and we will try to decipher the actual effect of this Rahu Ketu transit. But before that, this video will never give you a real insight in your life's proceedings, which is actually handled by your personal horoscope. Take it as an academic understanding. It may match 100%, it may not match at all, because anything that you are supposed to get is not decided by the transit. It is decided by the Mahadasha, Antardasha, or any Dasha system that you follow. So you have to understand that. If you are going into a restaurant, whether you will go or not will be defined by Dasha, and whether you will get a good waiter and you will get a good food, how it will be served to you will be defined by the transit. So take this transit not as a line on a rock. It's not a concrete thing, but it definitely gives you a peek into the future to understand what is going to come up. So guys, I would again request you to like if you like this video, and subscribe. Do hit the bell icon and do share this video among your friends. Now let us proceed to the ascendant by ascendant transit analysis. So ascendant number 1, Aries. What this transit will bring for you, Aries guys. For Aries, Rahu is going to transit the 3rd house, and Ketu will join the dharmic house of 9th house of Sagittarius. Rahu in Gemini will improve your communication skill, the way you express, the way you present yourself. It also means that there will come a new idea that you want to implement, and you would definitely and you should try that out. And this also means that your courage you will get a great boost. But wait, don't act foolish. This is not Mars going into the 3rd house that will give you a solid aggression. This is Rahu. This is spontaneous, aggravated reaction to something which is happening in your life. So wait, don't react, give a proper response. Listen to the 9th house Saturn and Ketu, because this means belief system is going to take a hit. You will do something believing that you are going to get a result. You will get a great setback if you don't evaluate your actions properly. Gemini is a dual sign. So you must calibrate all the pros and cons and the outcomes. So because every action that you will do will have 2 outcomes. Understand what you are doing, carefully analyze, check the feasibility factor, and if everything falls correct, then only take the first step. Plan. And if something you have to change partially or totally in your fundamental principles that you were following, in the belief system that you are following, then it is the time to change. Because now new things will come up, new actions will come up, and to understand and to evaluate and to put those ideas into action, you have to take the help of Saturn and Ketu. And Ketu means introspection, Saturn means karma. So this is the high time when you have to actually act on your dharmic part, and dharma means the core principles which leads your life. So try to understand that, talk properly, don't be too communicative to other people, don't reveal your secrets. This also means that you have to relax. You cannot push the wall, you cannot walk on water. Don't act stupid, don't do anything unnecessary. If you take care of few basic guidelines, if you just take care of your actions properly, this is going to be an immensely successful transit for you. This is the third house. This will definitely help people who are in communication sector, who are in softwares. This also will help people who are in travel-based industry. You Aries guys can also have travel. For Aries zodiac, I will give just one hint. Your mind will wander more than your body. So here in this case, for Rahu in Gemini for Aries, this is the time to act, but act sensibly. For Taurus ascendant number 2, for you, Rahu is going to transit in the second house and Ketu is going to transit in the 8th house. 8th house already has Saturn, so there are a lot of difficulties because your 9th house lord is in 8th house. And when Rahu goes into the second house, this also shows that the sense of insecurity will come into picture. This is the time when you have to act on your investments. Now it can be any kind of investment. It can be an investment of wealth. It can be investment of your work. It can be investment of your time. Rahu in the second house will improve the bank balance. It will improve the collective gain of your life. But this also means that it can make you indulge into binge eating, eating junk food, eating unhealthy habits, and this also means you can have some damage or some leakage in your bank account, in your investment, in your savings. This also means that there can be dispute in your home. Your wife's health can take a slight dip. Take care of all these things. Not a good time for business because 2nd from 7th sees Saturn and Ketu, 8th from 7th sees Rahu. That means there is going to be a massive turnaround and massive shift in the way you act in business, in the way you deal with other people, in your marriage. All these things are going to be transformed completely. It will be a new dimension opening up for you. Just try to relax, try to be stable, try to understand what is happening, why it is happening, and a key for you is please don't run. This is the time you have to act slowly. You cannot play with the energies in the 8th house. This also means you have to face the inevitable. You have to face your greatest fear, but now you have to act on that. It's too long you have been sitting on your couch waiting for the things to change, but now you have to change it. Dump your insecurities, let the fear come out of you, and you have to face it. Once you break this demon completely, you are going to come out victorious. This is a war, guys. Fight like that. Ascendant number 3, Gemini. Now for the Gemini, Rahu is going on your ascendant. Saturn and Ketu are on the 7th house. Now you know where to act and where you have to introspect. This also means that you have to listen to your own voice, your own mind. You have to create new karma by pulling up your socks and actually doing it. When Rahu was in your second house, you are done with your planning, you are done with your insecurities. Now you have to act. Rahu is on your ascendant. Rahu is trying to boost your ascendant. The resonance curve is falling on your head. That means you will also wax and wane according to the frequency analysis of Rahu, frequency variations of Rahu. And this also means that you have to keep your mind stable. Your spouse can play a big role in this. If your wife is obstructing you from doing anything, listen to it. If other people are obstructing you from doing anything, listen to them. If an astrologer is preventing you from taking a step, understand that. First of all, listen to everybody. Put a pros and cons sheet. Check the feasibility of your action. Check the outcome. If everything is fine, even if you are so sure that it will be correct, because sometimes people believe in the sixth sense and all those factors, the intuition factor, neglect it, because only Saturn's presence in the 7th house can save you from falling flat on your face. Although this transit is going to be immensely profitable for you, it does not mean profitable with the relationship with your spouse, with other people, anything which is around you. Your circumstance will prevent you from doing things. Don't get frustrated. I know you want to act. I know you want to push now. I know the wait has been long, but now when you have waited for so long, why not wait a little bit more, find a suitable time and pass on. This also means that your plane was in turbulence. Now amidst 5 big clouds, there is one hole, and a plane has spot that hole. Now your plane will smoothly go across the cloud without even facing the higher amount of turbulence. So there will be slight turbulence, but that's okay. You are going to land safely. But provided you don't take some stupid action, this also means that you have to think about your health, your body, your personality, which will definitely improve because you will think of that. People will be critical about you. They will complain about the way you look, the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you are. You need to change yourself. Time of transformation has come. Transform yourself, suit yourself according to the surrounding, grow up, change, and defeat the defeat. This is the time where you can actually do things which people believe you can never do. So prove everyone wrong. Now coming to the ascendant number 4. The ascendant number 4 is Cancer. Rahu was long on your head. Rahu has disturbed you completely. Rahu has spoiled your mood. Rahu gave you some precious moments. Rahu gave you some good things to enjoy. Rahu also gave you some real bad memories. Scary, right? Huh? Fine. Rahu moving into the 12th house is an indication that you are going to get help and the blessings from your ancestors. This Rahu will definitely increase your expenses. So if you were a miser in the last 1.5 years, this is the time when all the savings are going to wash itself away. But where? People of Cancer ascendant can complain that their money is getting lost. Lot of expenses have come up. Income is not matching the expenses. You are losing people. You are losing connections. You are gaining few new people. That's for sure. People are putting you into a foreign location. People are putting you into an unknown location, an unknown territory which you have never done. For example, you are into a job which you have never tried. An automobile sector guy has been asked to fly a plane, something like that. Weird yet related. But why? 6th house is house of prarabdha karma, past life karma, something which has been pending. It's a loan, right? When a child takes a birth, he has a horoscope. Then what loan will a child carry in this life? It is the past life pending karma. What has been pending, which you have to give or take from this world. That's the 6th house. Saturn and Ketu means mukti, moksha. You are the luckiest ascendant because you have this 1.5 year the opportunity to clear off all the past life dues and then come out fresh. 12th house Rahu, expenses, things going out from your horoscope. 6th house Saturn and Ketu. And then there will be a Jupiter Saturn Ketu, and then there will be a Jupiter Ketu, a huge holistic presence in the 6th house. They are of cleaning the house which is creating trouble. Yes, the trouble may increase. Yes, the uncertainties may arise. Yes, there will be a lot of changes and transformation which you may not like, but be very happy because after this year when the Rahu and Ketu will be almost halfway through this house, the sweeping of your home has been done. Imagine the future. You will come out as a fresh ascendant, a fresh personality, a fresh new perspective towards life. It's not like Rahu and Ketu is going to destroy your life. It is just that the transformation will be compulsive. Prepare for the rainy day. Have a backup plan. Don't frown. Don't be sad. Don't be reluctant on acting things which you wanted to do. Play like Virat Kohli. Play on the front foot. Be a Sehwag. But also have a mind of Dravid. The backup plan should be exact opposite of what you are doing. This is a key which I am giving you. The backup plan that you will have in this life has to be exact opposite of what you are doing right now. Remember this. You will be saved from any ups and downs of this transit. And utilize this transit for good and higher purpose. Serve people. 6th house is the house of service. Help the needy people. And if there is an enemy you think they are, try to introspect. Who is your enemy? Is it you? this is the year where you can come out free from your past life sins, but only if you act. Now, coming to the ascendant number 5, which is Leo. Now, for the Leo guys, Rahu is in the 11th house. Ketu is in the 5th house. How will this materialize itself? Materialize. 11th house is house of hopes and wishes. 11th house is the source of income. 11th house is the house of where your business becomes productive, where your career gives you something. It is the karma phal. So that is why it is the most positive house and the most important house. What happens when Rahu goes there? It will give you multifold benefits. This also means another new source of income can come because you will have new ideas. Maybe you will start a parallel business, or maybe something will come up which will give you an expansion of income, an expansion of materialistic wealth. And this also means all your materialistic desire will be fulfilled. What should you do with this? Because you have 5th house, Saturn and Ketu presence, and then Jupiter will come into this. 5th means productivity of life. You will gain something, then you have to understand what are you going to do with it. This means wish carefully. If you wish something, you will get it. But what will you do with that if you get it? Understand that and then ask. Because Rahu is going to act like a mischievous kid who is going to give you whatever you ask. Obviously not if you ask moon and sun, he will give you, but yes, your wishes will be fulfilled sooner than you expect. So it may be like you are planning something to happen in say September, you will get it in July, and now you don't know what to do. So plan and wish with a strict timeline. Your ego has to be suppressed, communicate properly. You will get a lot of temporary friends, a lot of temporary acquaintances will come. This is not a right time to take a long-term business partnership. If you are going into a business partnership, take it easy, take it for a year, then plan ahead of that after 1 year. A lot of people will give you suggestions. Understand, think whether it is productive or not, and then act. If your child's health is going down, you need to look and spend time with your kids. If your marriage is going for a toss, then 11th house means gain of marriage. What are you getting from marriage? What are you getting from partnership? What are you getting from the people of opposite gender? You have to introspect that and then act accordingly. If you don't act, nothing is going to happen. You will sit in the 11th house getting frustrated, because if Rahu, remember one thing, it's like a dam. So when the river water is coming behind the dam wall, it is getting collected. If you don't release it timely by the action of moving the doors of the dam, there will be a flood. Understand this, Leo? Drop your ego, be very polite, be very humble. Pride is going to shine bright. Reduce that. Help other people and think more on the productivity side. Don't lose the concentration. And one more tip I will give you. Don't lose hope. For Virgo, Rahu is going on the 10th house. Saturn and Ketu in the 4th house. Want to buy a property? Think. Rahu in the 10th house is definitely going to bring a transformation in your workplace, in the work surrounding, in your career, in your designation. Promotion? Yes, you can get a promotion. Now, this also means that you want to work really hard. You want to achieve a rank, because 10th house is by default a rank. But what are you going to do with that? Are you going to be workaholic? Not a good idea. Rahu is a temporary thing. So any rank that you are getting, any power, any authority that you are getting may also be temporary. So understand and utilize this special bandwidth of Rahu in the 10th house to resonate with the surrounding of your career. Work and act accordingly. Put your mind and head into that, and then you will become very much successful. So successful that people will get jealous and they will have, they will be envy of you. Saturn and Ketu in the 4th house, and when Jupiter will come, is definitely showing that there is a change of place. Maybe due to work, you will move into a foreign country, into a different location, but there is a home change. Or something in your home, the circumstance in your home is changing, and you need to look into that. So while you are handling the career and you are promoting yourself, you are pushing yourself up, you need to handle the situation at home. This means that you will be put into and subjected to under certain circumstances where you will not be really very happy, but that's okay. You have to understand the property of Saturn and Ketu. Maybe the people at home will stop you from taking an action. Listen to that, work and act accordingly. Be an open-minded person, but be a sensible person. This is the time when you have to act sensibly. And remember, Saturn is watching, so any action taken in your career and in fact in your entire life period of 1.5 years, which is non-dharmic, Saturn is going to take control of that. And remember, the natural 11th house of Kalpurish is ruled by Saturn. Saturn will if Saturn is displeased, you are going to get displeased. So you want to please Saturn, do good deeds, take control of your life, act, and have a passion towards things that you will be thrown into, and have a passion towards the work that you are given, and you will come out shining bright in that difficult scenario. The only thing is, don't resist. Go with the flow and find a workaround. Ascendant number 7, Libra. Now in case of Libra, Rahu is going on the 9th house, Ketu is going on the 3rd house. You need to expand your belief, you need to trust your belief, you need to break away from the belief completely. And 3rd house means you have to introspect on your action, on your courage, on whatever plans that you have, and this is the time when you have to change a lot of things. There can be a sudden travel involved, there can be suddenly a travel to a religious place, and this also means that certain principles that you were following will push you into problem. Be very careful with what ideology you are following at this time, because those ideologies can really put you into big trouble. So take help from an astrologer to understand what this movement of Rahu, because you know your trine is ruled by an air element. The 9th house Rahu is going to inflammate that house. Yes, your fate, destiny house, 9th house is said to be a very positive house, is going to expand, but the expansion will be explosive, and an explosion in the 9th house is not a good idea. 9th house is the house of dharma. It means you are going to do something adharmic. Don't be an adharmi. Don't cross the boundary. Check your action, and of all the 12 zodiac, if anybody have to check their action in each step, it is the Libra ascendant or Libra Chandra Rashi, Libra zodiac. Guys, you have to check in each and every day what you're going to do. So plan your day in the morning, and at the end of the day, introspect what you have done, what can be the outcome, maintain a diary, and be very quiet. Before speaking, understand, you're not here to preach what you know. You are here to learn what you have not learned. 9th house means learning new belief, learning new things, learning new ideas, learning a new faith, and finding a new foundation of your life. Try to build a new foundation over the foundation that you have, and then you will come out taller than others. Next ascendant is the ascendant number 8, Scorpio, said to be the most mysterious ascendant and my favorite ascendant, because it is the 8th house, and 8th house means surprises. 8th house means something which is uncertain, something which is related to occult, something which is mysterious. And what happens when Rahu goes into the Gemini? Rahu goes into your 8th house. My God, lot of occult energy coming into this picture. This means your entire focus, mindset is going to go into occult. But wait, are you going into Tantra? Are you planning to do some Siddhi? Are you going to learn something which is completely unknown? Are you going to understand or commit a crime which you think is not a crime? Wait. Second house will drain all those energy and you will be falling into a trap. Second house means what you speak. Speech. Second house, mouth. What you eat, what you ingest. This is Ketu, the karma of eating. Everything matters here. Don't speak bad, don't eat bad, don't have a foul mouth, praise everybody, and have a good mantra given to you by a guru. and chant Hanuman Chalisa. This is going to reduce the energy of Rahu in the 8th house. Rahu in the 8th house will call for a lot of investment. So what you will do? You will introspect into your bank account. Okay, I have this much amount of money. Let me put it into a certain investment. Be very careful. The dual nature of Gemini may go into a zone where you are going to put your investment, which you think will give you productive results, but eventually it will not. 8th house also means unexpected ups and downs. When Rahu goes into there, the unexpected ups and downs will increase because Rahu is an amplifier. Rahu will cause a resonance in that house. The good properties of 8th house will improve, so will the bad property. If you have a chronic disease, be careful of your health. Don't play with your health. 8th house also means in-laws. Don't have any controversy with the in-laws. There can be a fight involved. 8th house also means your age, your longevity, and the happiness of your child. Try to make your child happy. Spend some time with him. And also, you have to design a new architecture to your life. How will you design that new architecture? By learning the unknown. So this is the time when you go a level beyond, do something, but before that you have to learn that thing. And to learn that thing, you have to, maybe you will take a course if you are in a profession, and if you are planning for a business, you have to completely follow the market, and you have to do a proper analysis. Proper probability has to be taken into account, and then you can take your first step. Don't fall prey to some scam or some unnecessary activity going on around you, and you don't need to listen to everybody who is speaking something to you, because people will praise you unnecessarily. Remember and find those people and don't take those suggestions into you. So a careful calibration is needed. Listen to the people in your family. Now, ascendant number 9, Sagittarius. On your head, I see Saturn and Ketu, and in front of you I see Rahu. Now, if you have a Saturn and Ketu on your head, what will it mean? You yourself are a very religious zodiac, and you have 2 zodiac planets. Jupiter will come. Jupiter will join Saturn and Ketu, and it will form Jupiter-Saturn-Ketu conjunction on your ascendant. Yes, physical health will take a toll. Physically, you have to be very careful about your health. You have to work hard. You have to go to hit the gym. Yoga is a very good thing. You have to introspect about the way you look, the way you are physically. If there is a defect, change it. People will complain. People will criticize. People will suggest. Take all of those suggestions, write it down, see if you can change. If there is anything that you find is good to change, change. But don't be stubborn. Don't go into depression. This is a mokshkari combination for you because it is a dharmic zodiac, Sagittarius. Dharmic planets is having a gathering on your ascendant. So you will get a lot of religious inputs. A lot of spiritual upliftment will happen for you. You will have this spiritually enlightened state of mind, which will in turn make you famous in public. Now this varies on the level of spirituality you are in. If you are at a higher level, you will shoot yourself on the top. If you have not started your spiritual journey, you will start your spiritual journey. People who hate spirituality, people who hate astrology will suddenly find its interest. Now, what happens when Saturn and Ketu falls on your ascendant and Rahu falls in the 7th house? You can land up into marriage. A lot of relationship will come. If you are in a disputed marriage, the dispute can increase. Communicate properly. This is the time when you think about yourself, but you act for others. A non-selfish life where you correct yourself and you correct it for somebody you care. This is the time when you can become an enlightened soul. Improve the body, improve the health, be spiritual, be enlightened, and you will become a star in society. A very, very brilliantly placed and once in a lifetime opportunity for all those Sagittarius guys this is the time when you can make a difference. So make it. Ascendant number 10, Capricorn. What happens with Capricorn? Capricorn saw a very disruptive Ketu on the ascendant. Now this Ketu is going out. Ketu is going out on the 12th house. Rahu is going in the 6th house. So all the enemies you saw that you have, now you are going to go all out against them. You will be very vocal into saying, hey, you are my friend and you are my enemy. Don't do that. 12th house means loss. So introspect your loss before taking a loan, before taking a risk. Don't create another karmic loan in life by doing something which you should have never done in the first place. If you play with this energy carefully, if you play with this energy in a very suitable and containing manner, when you contain and use this Rahu energy, 6th house will show its peak frequency. That means you will have to travel someplace for a regular basis. You may get a new role which you have to do it on a regular basis, because 6th house is the house of reputation. You should help animals, you should help people who are poor, who are like Rahu, who are someone who is not getting the things which they deserved. You provide them with those things from your capacity. When Saturn and Ketu falls in the 12th house, you should be very careful with what you give to the world. Are you giving positivity or are you giving negativity? You have to find that out. Because if you create another karmic loan, now this is something very bad. This is like you have a very loaded credit card and you are taking another. How will you repay those loans? When will you repay? Have you thought of that? If you have not thought of that, this is the time when you think. Don't create a dispute. Think of the loss. This is a negative time for you in certain ways and a positive time for you in many ways. So for you, being pessimistic is being careful. Precaution is better than cure. This is the key mantra for Capricorn. Now, ascendant number 11. Ascendant number 11 is Aquarius. What happens for Aquarius is that Rahu goes into the 5th house and Ketu goes into the 11th house. You need to be more productive. You were too lazy, now you act. But act sensibly, because now you have to check what you were expecting for so long. Saturn and Ketu in the 11th house means you have to act on your expectation. You have to be more productive. You have to be very expressive. You have to be more creative this time. Going by the book is not an option for you. Your ascendant lord is with Ketu, sir. You have to act on yourself. You have plans, do it. Now it will work. Now it will act. Now it will happen. Jupiter is in your 10th house. What are you waiting for? Pull up your socks, execute, and execute with fluency. Execute with style, execute with creativity, and execute it with beauty. And whatever you do, show what you have done. That will help you come out in public, and that will help you to become a known personality in whatever sphere you are in, especially if you are in media, IT, software, communications, if you are in medicine. All these things, Rahu will give you a benefit of doubt, and yes, you will have two pathways to follow. Whenever you have the two pathways to follow, follow the most difficult one. Because what is less difficult is an illusion, because Rahu gives illusion. Rahu follows the path of least resistance. So Rahu is like electricity, following the path of least resistance. But sometimes those path does not lead you anywhere. So for Aquarius, Rahu is going to be very positive for you, because Aquarius is also co-ruled by Rahu. So your ascendant lord is going in the 5th house and your ascendant is going into the 11th house. So this axis is a very positive axis for you. The 5-11 axis of Rahu also means new romance, live-in relationships, a question whether your marriage is productive, a question whether your friends are productive. You may lose few people, but that's okay. But be very careful in doing things which are in adharm, which are not good, which is not righteous. If you are taking care of all these nuances of your karma, you are going to come out flawlessly, successful. So last and final zodiac, Pisces. What happens for Pisces? Rahu goes into your 4th house, Ketu goes into your 10th house. Jupiter, your ascendant lord, is actually in 9th house, so it is a good time for you. You have already learnt new set of belief. You have already learnt what changes you were supposed to do. You actually made those changes, you acted on that. But now what? Your life was productive, but you were emotional. There was a turbulent time. Now things are going to be easy. Yes, things will be easy. But now you have to spend time on your home more than what you do at office. Don't mix the work-life balance. Don't have a disbalanced work-life balance. Don't mix your work and your personal life. Give more time to your family. There can be a change of home. You can buy a new property. You can renovate your home. You can buy a property in a foreign country. You can move to a foreign country. All these things are possibility. Your parents' health may take a toll, which may draw your attention towards your home. So be very careful here. Yes, your ascendant lord is in 9th house, and then it will move to the 10th house. It is a good time for you. But on the other hand, Rahu on the 4th house will want you to be more happy. It's not bad to be happy. Be happy. But at what cost? The cost of your happiness has to be analyzed before you take a decision and you take a call on that. Don't be emotional. Your mind will wander here and there. You would immediately want a big transformation in everything that you have, in everything that you have possessed throughout this life. Don't throw things so easily. People and the values that you have learned are actually priceless. You have ego. You have determination. You want to use the power that you have. You want to use the rank that you hold. No. There is Saturn and Ketu. They will protect you. They will prevent you from using or misusing, I should say, your position, your authority, your rank. If you try too much, the Jupiter can break. And remember, Jupiter is in Scorpio. Scorpio is not a good sign. It's a natural 8th house. Not a good sign for people who do bad deeds. When Jupiter is there, immediately Jupiter will bring those things in front of you, and you have to learn from that. There will be no way out. Learn from your mistakes and correct them and stay happy. Make others happy. This is the key mantra for you. So guys, that was my analysis for the 12 zodiacs, for the 12 ascendants for the Rahu and Ketu transit in the sign of Gemini and Sagittarius simultaneously for 2019 and 2020. More transit videos are coming soon, and I know I was late this time as usual because I was busy in my other works and my other commitments, but I will try to bring more videos into this channel. So stay tuned and do like and subscribe and share this content among your friends, family and relatives, and if they like, ask them to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified whenever I will upload a video. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching Punneit's Astrology. Thank you for bearing me for this long. Namaste.